A dramatic audio recording has emerged from the cockpit of a plane which was forced to make an emergency landing in New South Wales yesterday. The pilot claims his elderly passenger allegedly tried to take control of the aircraft. Nine's Chris O'Keefe has been following this story and joins us now from Westmead Hospital. Chris, what exactly does the recording reveal?
Well, Davina, it demonstrates just how frightening it must have been for this young pilot as his elderly passenger allegedly tried to take control of his plane and forcibly crash it near Oberon yesterday. Now, what's happened is that the 22-year-old pilot, James Chandler, he's been flying for about 2 years, was flying a chartered aircraft from Bankstown Airport in Sydney to Cowra in the States West. Now, Leslie Nixon was the 82-year-old passenger, and he said that he had to go to Cowra to sign some documents. They're about an hour or so into their flight when allegedly Mr. Nixon has switched off the fuel gauge or the fuel switch in the cockpit of the plane, which stopped the fuel flowing to the engine. The engine has stopped completely and then has tried to take control of the plane using the joystick and force it from the air. It's at this stage that Mr. Chandler has had to try and incapacitate him. He's punched him in the face numerous times and wrestled him from the controls. He did manage to finally do that and then shut off all the mechanics to the plane and then managed to glide it into an empty, flat paddock in an Oberon farm. Now, unbelievably, there was no damage to the plane and neither of them were injured in the landing. However, the mayday call that was given just before he did land this plane is quite frightening and was picked up by air traffic control. Take a listen.
My passenger's trying to take over. Wait, what? Hey, 500 passenger case.
Now, 82-year-old Mr. Nixon was airlifted here to Westmead Hospital last night. He is still in a stable condition. They say he has some pretty significant face injuries. One of those include a broken nose. Now, Davina, Bathurst police haven't been able to speak to him just yet because the hospital do say he is still too unwell.
Yeah, an extraordinary story, Chris. Thank you.
The 82-year-old passenger at the centre of a mid-air fistfight with a young Sydney pilot has been charged over the terrifying incident. Reporter Tom Steinford joins me now from Parramatta Police Station. Tom, how did this afternoon's events unfold?
Well, Pete, this is a major development in what was a scary and a strange mid-air incident. And up until now, mystery really did surround just what happened on that flight. But now police have made it clear what they believe occurred. These charges laid alleging that the elderly passenger deliberately tried to bring the aircraft down. Straight out of hospital and straight in for police questioning. Still with a bandage on his face, 82-year-old Les Nixon heads inside, a short time later charged with prejudice the safe operation of an aircraft and then released on bail. The police action follows a frightening mid-air incident at Oberon, west of Sydney on Monday. Today, young pilot James Chandler was praised for his quick and calm actions, managing to land the plane despite his elderly passenger allegedly trying to take the controls and crash the aircraft.
James is incredible. The amount of pressure he was under, the situation he was put in, the things that he did in order to safely land the aeroplane at the field that he chose, I don't know if I would have done or been able to do the same thing.
He's an outstanding young man with maturity and professionalism far beyond his years.
Les Nixon will now face court on September 29. Tom Steinford, 9 News.